Welcome back to Snark and Spark. This is Emily, and today is a cross-stitch video and reading, whatever. It's a video about everything that's happening in the month of April across various groups, and that does include reading, that includes cross-stitch, and here we go. I switched the angle a little bit, hopefully that way I can actually see my monitor and I can read what's going on, read what's going on in the events, but also work with my light instead of against it. I don't know. This felt better for me. Alright, so let's dive right in. I don't want this to be forever long. There are a lot of events, there are a lot of challenges happening, and I'm very excited. So let's just jump right in. This video, even though I'm recording it on the weekend, will not come out until Monday. So, hi. And starting right off the bat, let me, did I lose it again? It kind of needs something for Monday, and I think I've lost it. Lol. This is my life. There's something I need, and I seem to have misplaced it again. Oh my word, what is wrong with me? Well, give me a second. Okay, I have completely misplaced something that I need for Monday, so that's concerning. I guess I will be spending the rest of my day finding it because I need that for Monday. So what is going on Monday that is so important, and why do I need this thing? So Tess Stitches and I here at Snark and Spark, we are officially starting a whip together. We are doing a little sal amongst ourselves, and obviously you are more than welcome to join in. We both have been talking about this for months and decided, let's just do it. There's no reason to keep putting it off, except for now I can't find mine, apparently. But it is a piece called All You Need Is Love and a Good Cup of Coffee. I think its official name is just All You Need Is Love. But the whole thing is, it's on black fabric, it is white, so it's monochromatic. And it is just, and that's what it says, all you need is love and a good cup of coffee. We both have the pattern, we both really love it, and we are going to stitch it together as a sal, and of course you guys are invited to stitch it along with us. Make sure you check out her channel. I don't know if she's covering it, it's completely up to her. Check out my Instagram for sure, which is also Snark and Spark, and we will be releasing a hashtag for it, so if you do choose to join in, you'll know the hashtag. So stay tuned for all of that. Like I said, the goal is to start it Monday, April 4th, so today. And I seem to have misplaced my copy of it, which is really concerning. So I will be spending some time trying to find it so that I can start that along with everyone else. Hi, hello, right now Emily, Monday, April 4th, Emily, filming this. Tess and I have decided on a hashtag, an official hashtag for our sal. It is the Love and Coffee sal. So hashtag Love and Coffee SAL, no spaces, that is our hashtag. And with that, back to the other video that I filmed. I have no idea where it's gone. I feel like my desk eats things, and that's frustrating. But moving on. Let's move over to different groups and see what is happening over there. Let's start with Magical Stitches. So currently what is happening in Magical Stitches this week is kind of a flux week. The week that we're currently in. So starting Monday, April 4th, there will be, weekly events happening, again, based off the book that we were reading, which is the third book in the series, Thread Reckoning by Amanda Lee. Those have not been posted as of the day I am recording this, which is Sunday. I'm sure they will come up later this evening. What is available right now in the Magical Stitches group are the 2 monthly events. The Stitching Monthly, which is the April Stitching Estate. So the monthly event, we've been coming to the stitching retreat, and every month we're kind of uncovering a little bit more of this estate. So this month is the Tapestry Gallery and the library. So we've left the breakfast room. We're taking morning tea into the tapestry room. We will begin our class over the history of tapestries. About this room, it's measuring 90 feet long. The Tapestry Gallery is the second largest room in the Biltmore House. That's a cat. Used as a formal gathering room for guests, often used for afternoon tea and after dinner entertaining. It was designed to display 3 large tapestries. Please remember you must have at least a 100 stitch minimum. Now the fun thing about Magical Stitches this year is that we are letting everyone choose their stitch goals. So you pick how much you want to stitch per each weekly event and per each monthly event. Hello, Washington. Please don't turn my recording off. You can sit on my lap for snuggles. You can pick however much. I have been doing 400 stitches for the monthly and 300 stitches for the weekly. That seems manageable for me so far. I've been getting the weekly done, but not so much the monthly. So maybe I need to scale my stitch count back some, lower my weekly so I can get my weekly tasks done, and then actually move on to the monthly where I can get my monthly tasks done. It's a way for you to keep track of yourself, challenge yourself, but also we are using the honor system. So minimum stitches is 100. Tasks for the Tapestry Gallery. 1, there's 2 tasks for this room. Work on your second largest project. And 2 of the tapestries have the word triumph in the title. Stitch on a whip that has a name that starts with a letter in the word triumph. Triumph. So the whip name has to start with one of those letters. Not the designer, not the distributor, not the designer. I think I already said that. Next, many of you spent time in our library, but for those who have not made it here yet, we are going to explore it. George Vanderbilt's library has been a guest favorite for more than 100 years. The collection ranges in subjects from American and English fiction to world history, religion, philosophy, art, and architecture. It also contains many French titles, 4,326 to be exact. And Vanderbilt's journal shows that he read many of them. He was interested in France, its culture, and was fluent in the French language. Tasks for the library. So number 3. His library had a secret passage. Stitch on a whip that might have a secret passage and explain. Anything that has like a house, maybe even a barn, things like that. Those could have secret passages. Secret passage in the library, secret passage in a house, a hatch in the floor of something. Things like that. I will be using my Hogwarts piece because we do know that Hogwarts was famous and does have lots of secret passages. And then number 4, he kept a journal of all the books he has read. Stitch on a whip with a quote, saying, or has a book in it. Pretty self-explanatory this month for what's going on there. Let's go to the reading tasks for this month. Excuse me. The April reading event. So like we said, the series is the Embroidery Mystery Series by Amanda Lee. The 3rd book is Thread Reckoning. Then the prompt theme that we have chosen is theme number 4, which is quick decisions. And the 4 books there: 1, a book based solely on the title or cover, anything that catches your eye. 2, a book you buy on impulse. 3, a book by an author you always read. And 4, a book about living with consequences. So obviously 1 and 2 are pretty much like you see it, you buy it, you wanted it, you read it kind of thing. 3, so who's your favorite author? For me, I always read Holly Black. Anything she releases, I read. So that's fun for me. She does have a couple books that I have not gotten the chance to read yet, so I'm excited for that. 4, a book about living with consequences. feel like that's any book. Your character makes a choice and has to live with it. So I will also probably be reading a Holly Black book for that as well, because there's one that immediately came to mind for me that I was like, done. So plus it just gives me an excuse to read my favorite author. So that's nice. That is all that I have there for Magical Stitches. Let's go over to Daily 30, or its full name, which is Cross Stitcher's Journal and Daily 30 Sal. So of course that is, stitch for 30 minutes a day, every single day. Just put 30 minutes in on a whip to try and get it done. We've got quite a few things going on here. I'm not going to get into the weekly events for Daily 30. They run for 2 weeks at a time, so there are a couple running right now. Let's see. There are 2 running right now. April Fool's week is running, and then Hadrian's Wall, which is from last week, is running until this coming Friday. April Fool's started on Friday, April Fool's. So I'm not going to go into those. Those are happening. How about we'll do the April Fool's one because it just started, so you still have time. April Fool's Day, celebrated on April 1st each year, has been celebrated for several centuries by different cultures, though its exact origins remain a mystery. April Fool's Day traditions include playing hoaxes or practical jokes on others, often yelling April Fools at the end to clue in the subject of the April Fool's Day prank. While its exact history is shrouded in mystery, the embrace of April Fool's Day jokes by the media and major brands has ensured the unofficial holiday's long life. Let's have fun with this one. My cat is sitting right next to my microphone, so I'm really hoping it's picking up his purrs, and it's a nice little background for you guys. That would be really cute to me. Let's have fun. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 challenges plus the 7th, not counting the 30 minutes a day. So we have, and each one is either 200 or 300 stitches, or 2 to 3 hours to earn tokens. Number 1, stitch on a whip of your choice and tell us about the funniest April Fool's joke that you ever had played on you or that you played on someone else. Be descriptive. 2, in England, a fool is known by a few different names around the country, including noodle, gob, gobby, or naughty. Stitch on a whip that is known by a name other than the original design name or that you have renamed. I feel like I rename all of my whips, so I feel like everyone does. That's just something we all do, especially if it has a long name, like Letters from Hogwarts, Stitch Your Own Adventure. I never call it that by its full name. I 100% abbreviate it. It is LFH. If I want it to be this full thing, it's LFHSYOA, but I normally just refer to it as LFH or just letters. 3, there's no consensus on how it all began, but a popular theory is that while nowadays January 1st is when we start the new year, this wasn't the case before 1592. We used a calendar called the Julian calendar, created by Julius Caesar in 45 BC, which saw every new year begin on April 1st. Crazy, we know. Pope Gregory VIII created a new method for keeping track of days, which was the start of the calendar we all know and love, the Gregorian calendar. When he moved the date of New Year's Eve, it obviously took some time for everyone to catch on to it. Those who were a bit behind the times still celebrated on April 1st and were considered fools for doing so. Stitch on a whip that contains something you changed from the original design and be sure to explain. So yeah, just something you've changed to fit. Like I changed the color scheme for one of my patterns. It is a monochromatic pattern. I didn't care for that. I like color, so I changed and added color to it. 4, many believe a BBC TV hoax broadcast over half a century ago still comes in at number 1 for April Fool's jokes. In 1957, the news show Panorama reported that thanks to a mild winter, Swiss farmers enjoyed a bumper spaghetti crop. To prove this, it broadcast a 3-minute report of Swiss farmers carefully plucking or harvesting strands of spaghetti from trees. Legions of viewers were duped, and many called the BBC, wanting to know how they could grow their very own spaghetti tree. The BBC advised each caller, place a sprig of spaghetti in a tin of tomato sauce and hope for the best. That's just cruel. Stitch in a whip with a tree, spaghetti, or something that looks like spaghetti. Not even gonna go there. I'm glad I decided to read these. 5. Well, folks, we are sorry to tell you that this will be Daily 30's last weekly event. We are instead going to have a variety of monthly events that you will need to track using a complicated spreadsheet that will be submitted to another group member for feedback and grading on a weekly basis. Nah, just kidding. April Fools. For this prompt, stitch on whatever you want. 6. Bonus. For 10 tokens, stitch 300 stitches or 3 hours on a SAL of your choice. It can be either a multi-part SAL released on a schedule by the designer, or a chart or designer stitch along you are doing with others, but it must have an official hashtag. In addition to including the designer and SAL name, be sure to include the official hashtag so that the moderators can check it against Instagram. It cannot just be a designer hashtag such as hashtag Heaven and Earth Designs. If it doesn't say SAL, it must be chart specific. Please add a screenshot of the SAL in Instagram or Facebook or link to the SAL on the designer website. This prompt is not eligible for alternate stitches or build a challenge, and free passes cannot be used. Hey, if everything goes well, hopefully we'll get a hashtag going, and then you could use Testamize SAL for this. Oops. And then, of course, the non-counting, which I already mentioned. La, 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 la. What else? There is, of course, the April Animal Adventure that is happening. So each month there are a group of 8 animals that we are searching for, and you can use various modes of transportation to try and find those animals. So this month we are looking for a consortium of crabs, a knot of toads, an ostentation of peacocks, a round of robins, a pod of dolphins, a pandemonium, I love that word, a pandemonium of parrots, a business of mongooses, which is the correct plural form of mongoose, I looked it up, you do not say mongoose, and a drove of donkeys. So you then are choosing your modes of transportation. On looking, you can walk, there's 5 modes, walk, bike, drive, sail, and fly, and each one corresponds to 100, 2, 3, 400, 500, and you stitch that many stitches, and then you've used that mode of transportation to search for that group of animals. This is one of those where it's ongoing. It is a whole year long. Each month we look for a different animal. You have to declare, we were supposed to have declared the 3 whips, only use 3 whips. Declare what 3 whips you are using for that month, and you can only use those whips to search for the animals. I am using Letters from Hogwarts, Storybook Halloween, and Read Now. So my oldest whip, a whip that I really, really like and I want to get done, and then obviously another whip that I really, really need to get done, and it's huge, so lots of stitches can be put into it. And you earn different points and different tasks, or you earn different rewards for completing different tasks. So if you touch on all 8 groups at a minimum of driving, which is 300 stitches, so if you do 300 stitches in all 8 groups, you earn a Ranger Pass, which earns you different bonuses and rewards. You earn entries based on every 500 stitches you complete, so there's a lot going on there. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy the names of the different groups of animals that we have to look for each month. So that's that. Daily 30 is also doing an ornament-along this year, which I think is really cute and clever. The April, so this has popped up and it's annoying. Why? Things are popping up on my screen. I'm sorry. So they're doing a monthly ornament-along. It's a year-long event, and each month also will have a theme for a different ornament that you are trying to do. So apparently a lot of people like to stitch on ornaments. So the theme for April is Santa. The item in the prompt must clearly be part of the design. There are no alternate stitches, but you may use one of the alternate themes if you prefer. However, each alternate may only be used once over the year. So the example would be carols, a nativity scene, or festive words. Like I don't have any ornaments that have Santa in them, but if I still wanted to participate, I could choose to use a different theme, but then I can only use that theme once. So, you need to be very conscientious about your decisions you're making for this particular event. And you cannot use these stitches for anything else. These are standalone stitches just for this event. That's pretty standard in this group. These stitches can only be used for this. No double dipping in this group is allowed. Start and stop photo. The goal is to complete the ornament and to say how many stitches you stitched. You will receive 5 tokens for completing your ornament. You do not need to FFO your ornament, but you do need to finish stitching it to claim the token. So you do need to actually complete the entire ornament stitching-wise. So yeah. I don't have any pictures to look at. No one has posted anything yet, which is fine. La 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 la. All of my ornaments I feel like are huge, so it's fine. And then finally, the monthly challenge for Daily 30 is called Easter Time. For April, we are going to do an acrostic. An acrostic is a poem, word puzzle, or other composition in which certain letters in each line form a word or words. The words are Easter Time. For each letter, stitch on a whip that relates to the letter in one of the following ways. So think of it as like Easter Time is written going down, so E-A-S-T, blah, 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 all the way down, and then you would have something on each line that represents that. So, for example, E. We're just going to kind of break it down. The letter is the first letter in one of the design names. So you could do Easter Parade. Like that's the name of your whip, and it would work for the E. Or the letter is the first in the designer's first or last name. So if the designer is Erica Michael, that would work for E. Or M, right? Or an item exists in the design that begins with the letter. There's an egg in your design. Or the actual letter exists in the design. You have an E, you have an A, so on and so forth. Doodaloo. You may not repeat items for the letters E. Oh, because there's more, sorry. You may not repeat items for the letters E and T because there are more than one. There are 3 E's and 2 T's. For example, if you are using egg, you may not use egg more than once unless the letter appears more than once in the design. You will need to find a different way to identify the letter each time. You must include a cover photo that identifies the design title, designer name, item in the design, or the letter. For example, do not simply list egg and assume it will work. You must include a cover photo that shows an egg in the design. If you are using one whip for multiple prompts, you only have to include the cover photo once, but be sure to state that the cover photo appears above. Each letter you need 300 stitches or 3 hours. There are 10 letters, so 10 separate comments. No alternate stitches. So, be sure to explain your choices. If you complete at least 5, blah, blah, we get bonuses. So, like, I've started mine E, and I did E is for envelopes, and I did letters from Hogwarts because at the bottom border there are envelopes. Do, 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 do. I don't know what that was. Okay. That is, I think, everything I want to cover in the Daily 30. Yes. And let's move on to SemiShane. There's a lot of things happening in SemiShane. So let's just dive in and go through them. Of course, every month we have the April Focus Challenge. You pick a whip and you're trying to put as many stitches as you can in that one whip for the entire month of April. There is a code word. So you have your whip. Every picture you take with that whip has to have the month's code word in it, and they want you to post every 1,000 stitches. For every 1,000, you get like an entry into their prize. Of course, I'm doing letters from Hogwarts. Really hoping to get lots of stitches in this month since I am behind, as I mentioned previously. We have This or That happening. This is month-long, non-counting. You just stitch on a piece with the word April in it, or stitch on a piece that is spring or Easter related, and you just take a photo at the beginning and end of the month. SemiShane is one of the few groups where they do not care about double dipping. In fact, it is like encouraged because there are so many events happening, and a lot of people want to, participate in as many events as they possibly can. So it's really just make your stitches work for you. Don't, do whatever you can for this group. So this would be if I wanted to stitch in the this or that. I don't, because I don't have anything that says April or is considered like spring. I could put something in there and not worry about counting stitches for that particular group. I just have to show progress. But then, also stitch on it and count those stitches for a different game. So I really wanted. There's a SemiShane Easter egg hunt that is happening. I am participating in the Easter egg hunt. I love these. I think they're really cute and they're really fun to do. So the whole point of this one is we're going on an Easter egg hunt. You go and find a picture of an Easter egg basket online, anyone you like. You'll create an album and you put your Easter egg basket in there, and then you go through the group. They have a special Easter egg hunt group. You go through the group and you find eggs and you add them to your basket and you do the stitch count on each of the eggs. There's 50 different eggs. You can only do each egg once, but a lot of them are, it looks like it's going up in increments. So you have, let me go to like albums. Hi. Hello, Washington. Please don't mess with my recording. I would be really sad. There's so many albums. There we go. So it looks like, I'm just moving stuff. Like the first 10 eggs. The first 10 eggs are all 100 stitches and then 200 stitches. So you go, you grab an egg, put it in your basket, do the stitches, go back and grab another egg. The other thing, there are little peeps. There are 5 peeps. He just moved my tripod. There are peeps that you can find. The joy of having, oh my god, he just messed. Stop it. You're done. I'm not cutting that out. That's staying. And he like smudged my camera, but it's fine. There are 5 peeps that you can find. Each peep is worth 1,000 stitches. And if you find all 5 peeps, you get something bonus. The cave with the peeps, though, is you have to get all 5 to actually get the bonus. So my strategy is I'm going after the peeps first. So that's what I'm doing. And then there will be random, like, surprise eggs that pop up throughout the month that you have to actually, like, physically find. So it's fun. And you can do any combination of stitches in there. So that's really nice. I like the freedom to do that. I can stitch on whatever I want, which means for this particular game, every single thing I stitch this month will count for this. And that's really nice. I just have to remember to post it, which is why we use planners. So there's that. Then we have the 2022 calendar sale, which is going on. And this is pick your favorite monthly motif design. Flower of the Month, Joan Elliott, Leslie Tier, Lizzie Kate, Etsy, and so many wonderful designers, and join us in this year-round event. You can also participate with any other 12 motif sets: Sheep, Virtues, Frosty Forest, Gingerbread Village, Santa Village, 12 Days of Christmas, etc., or take a larger project and set a goal of completing 12 equal sections, like a full page, one each month. Okay. To qualify for entries, each monthly section must have at least 1,000 stitches or a 40 by 40 stitched area, not necessarily full coverage. You will get an entry for each monthly section you start and finish within the month. If you finish later, you're more than welcome to still update and share your progress. Oh, okay. So it's like people are picking different things I see. I didn't know this. Like some people have, this is like ABC Dinosaur Sal. This is like this is a Prairie Schooler. They're like animals each month. This person is doing, like this is like the monthly owls. Okay, that's really cute. I didn't, so anything that was set out in like a monthly set. That's cool. I haven't done any of those. I just kind of skipped over it because I wasn't quite sure what it was, and so I just haven't even looked at it. But that's fine. Technically, I could use my Harry Potter piece there because I have tried to separate. I have separated it into 12 equal parts, so that way, I can get it done. I've made my own Sal for that piece. We have Choose My Whip, per usual. You post pictures of whips that you're like, hey, I can't decide. I want to stitch on this or this. And you post pictures of it, and then everyone else in the group votes on what you should stitch on. And I think it changes every week. So then you stitch on the whip that had the most votes. Yeah. Admin will help guide you on when to post pictures, when voting is nearing completion, etc. But a general rule of thumb is approximately a week per choice. So you post 2 or 3 pictures for your voting choices. On your first post, state whether you will be doing a counting or non-counting version, and then you have to stick with that. You vote for one picture, and by liking the picture. The idea for this event is that your winner should be nearly exclusive for the week. Because you have the opportunity to earn several entries in this event, we are instituting a rule of at least 500 stitches each round to earn the progress entry. If this is easily seen, no need to count, you'll get the entries. On confetti, full coverage, and repeating patterns, please take close-ups, far-aways, and or circle areas in your pictures showing the progress. Gosh. And then if you don't want to count or if you don't count stitches, post a starting and ending pic as usual, but you have to make sure that there is noticeable progress. So they show when the rounds start, like round 1, April 1st, round 2, April 9th, round 3, April 17th, and round 4 is April 24th, with voting starting 2 to 3 days prior to the start dates. So we would post, like it says round 2 starts April 9th, you would post your pictures, like April 6th or 7th, so it'll give people time to post. So then people have lace flowers or tapestry are the names of the whips. Got Boo or Spring 1881. That's really cute. Okay, so there's that. A couple more things in this group. We have Admin Says. I'm really not sure what this is, and nothing has really happened in this group yet. I'm very interested in this, but nothing so far has happened, so I'm a little confused. So it says, Admin Says, who knows what we will say. This is the SemiShane Stitchers version of Simon Says. This event will run the whole month. We may ask to see pictures of things, such as your favorite scissors, or show us your Q-snap. We may ask you to count some stitches. We may ask you to tell us your favorite material to stitch on, or who is your favorite designer. You will be allowed 2 passes. For every 6 tasks completed, you get an entry to the end of year drawing. Did you complete all of the tasks? If so, you get a total of 8 entries into the end of the year drawing. But like I said, nothing has been posted other than people just making like a post in the event. But an admin hasn't done anything as far as I can see. There are no comments, there are no pinned posts. So I'm really not sure what's happening in this group. So I keep checking it. I try and check it at least once a day. Usually when I update a different Stitchy group, I will go kind of check it just to see if anything has been posted. But nothing has been posted so far. So I don't know. we will see. And then the last event that is happening in April is Music Mania. And so you will post a song in your thread. So you pick a song, any song you want, and then you stitch the length of the song. So if the song is 3 minutes and 17 seconds, you do 317 stitches. Then you post another song and you keep going. Every 10 songs you get, an entry. You also can do a non-counting version, but this is instead of converting it into stitches, you convert it into time. So if the song is 3 minutes and 17 seconds, you need to stitch for 3 hours and 17 minutes and then post that progress picture. Same thing. So yeah, I'm doing this because I think it's fun, and I'm just letting my Spotify playlists, because I usually have it on shuffle anyways, and I pick random playlists as I'm listening to them throughout the day. So whatever song happens to pop up when it's time to do another song is what I'm doing. So that's all. That is everything going on in SemiShane. And then last but not least, WhipGo. I want to talk about the numbers going on in WhipGo and show you my boards. So I printed these out recently, so they are not marked at all. So I will have to go through and update them on my own time for January, February, March, and now April. So actually here, I'll do April with you. Here is a pen. I'm just going to write April 2022 in the boxes that were called. So the numbers for April are 10 and 7. 2, 5, 10. April of 2022, and then 7. Dang. Okay, so my Stitchy Goals. 10 is to work on an LFH section, which I'm doing anyways, which is great. I think I meant these as finishes. I know I meant this as a finish, to finish an LFH section, a Letters from Hogwarts section, like finish my April section. And this is to FFO something. Why did I put that on there? The point is because I don't like to do it, and so I put it on here because it's something that needs to be done. I do have pieces that need to be FFO'd, so I only have it on here twice, and it got called, which is technically, I think both of them have been called. Yeah, because my other one is number 5, and 5 was called in February. So here, I'll do that. Let's just look at the things that have been called so far. January was 19. 15, 20. 19 was a new start, which I did do in January. We're going to exit out. It has been done. I did do a new start in January, which is cool. 2 was an owl ornament. I wanted to finish an owl ornament. I have not done that. February was 5, which is also to FFO something. I have not done. And 17, which was also an owl ornament. March was 15, 1,000 stitches on my Read Now piece. I did not do that in March, I don't think. And 21 was an owl ornament. I haven't touched those. Oops. And then April, of course, I've done. So that's, I just write the date they were called in the bottom, and then I will exit as I do it. I have gotten really bad behind on WhipGo, which I feel bad about. So I want to be better about that. I feel like I've done better with my reading one than I have with my stitching one. So same thing, let's just start at the beginning. January was 19 and 2. So number 2 was Read With or To Caden. I didn't do that, and that's sad. I need to do that. I have some books for him that were my childhood books that I just found recently, and I think I'm going to read those with him. So So like read them for me again, but then also introduce him to them and see if he likes them. And if he doesn't, he doesn't. But it's still, I think, something we could do. 15, 20, 19 was places. And so like I said, I took the pick your poison categories that we aren't using in Magical Stitches, and I filled them into my board here. And this was places, which was, I believe I have not finished it yet, because it was a book with a place name in the title, done. A book set in the mountains, done. A book about traveling, done. But I have not done the last one, which is a book with a map on the cover. So I still need to do that. It is not finished. And that's okay. February is number 5 and 17. February was an hour a day. I pretty much do that anyway. But I don't know if I've actually done a whole month of an hour a day. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. 17 was the category shorts, which was a book less than 100 pages, have not done. A book by an author with fewer than 10 letters in their name, done that. A book with a character being towered over on the cover, did that. And a book of short stories, I have not done that. So I still need 2 tasks in that one. And then March was 15. I almost did all of these, I want to say. Was the category diversity. A book by an author from a different culture, did that. A book about gender identity, did not. A folk or fairy tale retelling in a non-Western setting, yes. A book about a character with a disability, no. Okay, so I only did half. Whoops. And then what else was March 21? Was read a classic. Didn't do that. I would love to actually finish one of these boxes. Okay, April. I haven't looked at this yet for April. So April 10 for April is, oh heck. How am I supposed to do that? The prompt number 10 for April is audiobooks only. That's going to be really hard, I think, with the book of the month for Magical Stitches. I don't think I can get it as an audiobook. I'll have to look. Ooh, that's difficult. Okay. And then 7, 5, 6, 7 is 30 minutes a day. I already messed that up because did not read yesterday. Read Monday. I read on, not Monday, read on April 1st for 36 minutes, but did not read for 30 minutes yesterday. I'm sucking at these today. Okay. That's what my Stitchy board looks like. Stitchy board, my reading board. So that is that. That is everything I've got going on. That is all my groups. That's all my events. I'm done. I've been rambling on for quite enough time. I'm hungry. I need lunch. It's time for me to go, but I will talk to you all very, very soon. In the meantime, happy stitching, happy reading, happy listening, happy watching, happy doing, whatever it is that makes you happy doing. And I will talk to you all very, very soon. Be easy with your heart.